As always, this podcast is brought to you by Declan Kirby GAA Star. Pre-order the book now from Bookstation and be in with a chance to win a family pass to the Croke Park Museum. The new book comes out on April 21st. If you're looking to pick up any presents for any nieces or nephews in the coming weeks and months, then why not check out Declan Kirby GAA Star, best children's GAA book on the market at the minute, as voted by Amazon and Easons. It's available on all good bookshops, Amazon, Easons, absolutely everywhere. So get yourself a copy. The new book comes out on April 21st, Declan Kirby GAA Star, European Dreams. Check it out now in the description down below, and let's start the stream. There we go. Welcome back to GAA Fan TV. My name is Aaron. We're going to be reacting to all the games live today. We're going to be discussing all the games. Obviously not watching every game because not every game is on TV, but we will be watching the Dublin and Monaghan game, as well as keeping an eye Cork Offaly. We're going to have a couple of different people jumping on the stream at different stages as well. We're going to have Dara O'Connor coming on from the Sideline View podcast to give his thoughts and opinions on the Galway-Roscommon game, which is going to be starting very soon as well. That throws in at 2 o'clock, I believe. So there is so much happening today. I mean, there really, really is so many games all across the country, really. And I mean, it's exciting times. It really, really is. And, you know, this is what you want in Gaelic games. You want drama. You want action. You want pretty much everything to go down to the wire. And that is exactly what we are going to get today. So it's exciting. It really, really is. And they're like, you know, so much really to go on. You know, you've obviously got Monaghan going up against Dublin. You've loads. You really, really do. Sharon says, how are you, Aaron? I'm good, Sharon. Thank you very much. Hope everyone's keeping well, especially on this lovely Mother's Day. Great weather as well. You can't go wrong with the weather. You really, really can't. A great day for some Gaelic football. It really, really is. The scenes if Armagh get to the final. Absolutely, absolutely. And hopefully it'd be nice for you to get there. It really, really would. I'm hoping to go to that league final as well. So it'd be nice to see the lovely Orchard colours in Croke Park. It always is. So it'd be great to see them there. But we'll see what happens. I mean, you know, obviously looking at the Mayo team, a little bit of rotation in there as well. We will try to get some teams up on the screen as well, some team news and all the rest. But I'll tell you what, before we do that, we'll run through the league tables, all the permutations. Obviously, yesterday there were a couple of Division 4 games. Cavan and Tipperary already promoted, which means the Sligo and Leitrim game, which is actually, I think that's thrown in the next, it's actually already underway. It's effectively meaningless. I still don't know why they've done that. A little bit stupid. But anyway, we'll get the league tables up on the screen to remind ourselves of the permutation. So you can see there, Kerry obviously already in that league final with 11 points, but it could be either Mayo or Armagh who will join them. Mayo taking on Kildare at home. Well, not at home. Park Sean McDermott. Obviously, McHale Park is under renovation. You got Armagh in there as well, as one of our commenters was saying there. Armagh with a big chance if Mayo could slip up. Could Armagh sneak in there? I think they could. Because they're obviously going up against Donegal, and but Donegal need to win as well to avoid relegation. And let's not forget, those two play each other in a couple of weeks' time as well in the Ulster Championship. So really, there's a lot on the line there. There really, really is in the Ulster Championship. So there could be, you know, this game could be a bit of cat and mouse there. But look at, you know, the bottom of the league is obviously where the excitement is going to be in Division 1, because you've Dublin or Monaghan. Whoever loses is gone. They'll finish bottom of the league. We know that. You know, a win for either side doesn't necessarily guarantee survival, but what it does do, it gives them a great chance if either Toronto, Donegal and Kildare can lose, or one of them fails to win, and that would leave the opportunity for a Dublin or a Monaghan to take the victory. It really, really would. A few comments coming in there. Fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. But yeah, that's the Division 1 table anyway. As I said, all games thrown in at 1:45. I'm going to hopefully get something up on the screen here as well, so we can kind of see the live scores as they're coming in as well. You can see here, we'll get Division 2 up on the screen. Really, really goes down to the wire here as well. Cork playing Offaly in an all-or-nothing relegation clash. Whoever wins that avoids relegation, stays in Division 2, avoids the dreaded Tailteann Cup as well, and will be playing Division 2 football in 2023. Happy days. Galway playing Roscommon. Big rivalry. Could be the first of a couple of games between Galway and Roscommon. And if the Rossies can turn over their neighbours, they will be playing Division 1 football in 2023. But if there is a slip up from the Rossies, if Galway manage to get a draw or a victory there, and Derry turn over Meath, then Derry could be the ones who are playing Division 1 football. And what a story that would be. Back-to-back promotions for Derry. That would be a huge, huge achievement. And if we look at Division 3, I mean, this is just chaos all over the place, really. I mean, you know, it's kind of nearly hard to fit. It's like looking at a maths equation and trying to figure out what's going on here. But you've got Louth and Limerick both at the top. And it is very simple. A win for Louth, obviously, puts them into Division 2 for 2023. A draw, from what I know, should be enough, I think. They have a better head-to-head, I think, than Limerick. They beat Limerick, didn't they? So a draw would be enough for Louth, who are taking on Wicklow as well, who are pretty much already relegated at this point. Pretty sure they are, because Longford, even if Longford were to win against Laois, obviously, and Wicklow were to win as well, let's say, then it would go down to score difference, and you can see Wicklow have a much worse score difference there. So Wicklow are very much gone, but Laois are playing Longford, and that is the big one there at the bottom as well. Who will avoid relegation in Division 3 between Laois and Longford? Could Laois be, could be back-to-back relegations for Laois, which would be crazy. I mean, we're talking about Louth getting back-to-back promotions. Laois could be going the other way, and that's how quick things can change. Obviously, another big game as well was Antrim and Westmeath. If either Louth or Limerick can slip up, especially Limerick obviously taking on Fermanagh. And you would expect Limerick to win that game, but as we've seen before, these clashes are quite crazy at times. You never really know what you're going to get in Division 2, Division 3 at times, but you're looking at it there, and Limerick, if they are to slip up against Fermanagh, and the winner of either Antrim or Westmeath, and they will take their place in Division 2 in 2023. So really, really just a lot on the line, no doubt about it. JC says the way the NFL is going feels like the English Premier League. Well, look, you like the excitement, don't you? And the fact that it goes down to the final day, it is exciting, and you think back to times as well in the Premier League or whatever, where, a league title goes down to the final day or relegation or whatever. It is what makes it exciting. It is what makes it entertaining. And, I think combining the league and championship at some point is definitely, in my opinion, something that they should look at doing. I really do. I think it's definitely something they should look at doing. How they do it, I don't know, because it's obviously important that they get it right. Because we've seen in the past, the proposal B, let's be honest, probably not really a great system. I was of the opinion that really any change was better than no change. But at the same time, when you look at it, the team that would have finished 6th today and avoids relegation, which could have been a Dublin, a Monaghan, essentially would be playing in their, they'd be out of the All-Ireland series. So, whatever way they need to restructure it, whatever way they need to do it, they need to do it. But yeah, that is the scenario there as well. Ronan says here, TV coverage for the most important day of the league is poor. Absolutely. Just two games. Can you believe that? Monaghan, Dublin, and Cork, Offaly. And a weird one, like Cork, Offaly, really? Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, it's nice to see Division 2 games, and we haven't seen much of Cork, those two counties. So it's nice to see them getting their airtime. But it is a little bit unusual that, like, your Kerry versus Tyrone isn't being shown anywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a big game. That's two heavyweights. Like, I have no idea why that isn't on TV. It makes no sense at all. Very strange. What we'll do is we'll get the Dublin team up on the screen here so we can have a look. So here we go. Evan Comerford in goal. Michael Fitzsimons, David Byrne, Keane Murphy making up the full-back line there. You have James McCarthy, Johnny Cooper, and Robbie McDade. You have Brian Fenton and Tom Lahiff in there as well. Half forward line, Brian Howard, Sean Bugler, and Niall Scully. And then you've got that full forward line, Cormac Costello, Kieran Kilkenny, and Dean Rock. I would say no real surprises there, you'd have to say. Looking at that team, Tom Lahiff was brilliant the last day, so no surprises that he comes in there. I think it might be an unchanged team, really. Keane Murphy, I thought, was excellent the last day out as well against Donegal. Thought he was impressed. Thought he played well against Tyrone, I think, as well. So, yeah, you can't really complain there looking at that team. It'd be nice to get Owen Merchant back in there at some point. But looking at the team, generally speaking, pretty decent, no doubt about it. We'll get the Monaghan team up on the screen here in a minute as well. Yeah, feel free as well to let me know your predictions for today's games and all the rest. As I was saying before, I think Tyrone will be the ones who will go down, in my opinion. I think Dublin. Maybe I'm being a bit biased, but I think we've been playing well recently. We've definitely turned the corner, I would say, in the last couple of games. No doubt about that. And I think the main thing really is, kicking on from here, winning this game. You stay in Division 1. You write off what has been quite a poor league campaign, and then you go on to the All-Ireland series and see what happens. Are Dublin going to win the All-Ireland? In my opinion, I don't think they are. But it's good momentum, and it's competitive games, and it's probably something that Dublin have lacked in the last couple of years, is big challenges before your All-Ireland quarterfinals, semi-finals, So I think that's what's good. Dublin are getting competitive, big games here. Like, this is an all or nothing game. It's all, and that's definitely what Dublin have been lacking in recent years. It should be promotion battles and relegation battles should be on TV. They should be. There definitely should be more coverage, and one would wonder, what is the crack? Why is there a lack of coverage? What is going on? It's a little bit unusual. We have the Monaghan team here. There has been a couple of late changes, I believe, as well. Probably not the most clear image there in the world, but that's the only one we got, unfortunately. So yeah, Rory Beggan in goal there, as you can see. You've got Kieran Hughes, Darren Hughes making up the midfield. Conor McCarthy, Shane Carey in there, Gary Mohan. Conor McManus was due to start, but I think there has been a couple of changes there. You can see Conor McManus' name is scribbled out there by whoever put in there. So Sean Jones coming in for Conor McManus. So no Conor McManus in the starting 15 for Monaghan. I wonder why that is. Is it an injury? Is there something going on there? Tactical? Is Banty just saying, look, we'll focus on championship? I don't really know. I'm not sure. It'd be interesting to know what's going on there. Whether it is an injury, just having a look on Twitter to try to see what is going on there. So there we go. An interesting one. But yeah, we're about 5 minutes from throw in here as well. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe McManus is in the team. A little bit unusual, but we'll see what happens. I'm here tuning in to RT Radio 1. Is there any other way to listen? I've no idea. I mean, the game is on TG Carr, GAA Go as well for Cork Offaly. So unfortunately, they're kind of the only other methods. I mean, you might get a couple of games on the radio here and there, but that's generally it. That's generally how it goes. In terms of a score prediction, we'll get a score prediction up on the screen from myself here as well. So I think we'll go with that. I think that's a fair prediction there, because Dublin have generally finished with around 13 points, give or take, maybe the odd goal here or there. But I think 113 is a fair assumption there. Monaghan with 12 points. I think that could be the way. Looking at the team there, so no Conor McManus. You've got Sean Jones coming in there as well. You've no Jack McCarron either. Whether that's an injury, I'm not sure. Andrew Woods isn't in there either. So Banty's definitely made a lot of changes to the team. He has made a lot of changes to the team right there. Just looking at the Dublin team, Johnny Cooper's come in there at number 6. You have Davy Byrne. You have Owen Merchant, who starts now. So Owen Merchant is back in the Dublin team. You've got Tom Lahiff, Brian Fenton, Mick Fitzsimons. So Owen Merchant, a late change there, which I think is good, because I think Owen Merchant is, without doubt, the best player for that left cornerback position. No doubt about it. His forward runs as well. Such an underrated player. Make no mistake about it. Dean Rock's in there, Noel Scully, Sean Bugler, Brian Howard. No changes to the forward line there. But yeah, we'll get a screen. We'll get the score up on the screen as well when we start. It's going to be entertaining. I think the Division 2 games start at 2 o'clock as well. So there really is a lot on the line, no doubt about it. Just getting ready for throw in here. Super LR Sport here says, I think Monaghan 110 to 2-8. Could be. I mean, Dublin finished with 8 points. I don't know, but it could be. Dublin haven't been free scoring in terms of goals this year. I mean, they scored 2 goals against Donegal, but generally speaking, they haven't been. But at the same time, I think Dublin have conceded a goal in nearly every game this year, from what I remember. I think 8 goals conceded. So there has been a couple of defensive issues there, no doubt about that. Halftime in the Sligo and Leitrim game, Sligo 2-6, Leitrim 2-5. A game that means nothing. I have no idea why they played that game today. And decided to play the other games yesterday. Makes absolutely 0 sense. But anyways, you've Donegal versus Armagh, which is about to throw in any minute now as well. Kerry, Tyrone, and you've also got Mayo, Kildare. Division 2 games are at 2 o'clock, and then the Division 3 games are also at 2 o'clock. So much going on at once. And as I said before, I'll be here to update everyone with the scores, with what's going on. So make sure to smash that like button if you haven't already. Be very much appreciated. But yeah, just the national anthems ringing out here as well. You've got Big Desi Farrell watching on. He looks ready. Maybe he should play. Maybe he should get out there on the pitch. Why not? It's a big one. It's a sunny day as well. It's a great day. Great day for a game of Gaelic football. Have a beer, all the rest. You can't go wrong. You really can't. Got a bit of split screen action going on here in TG Car. Is this the Mayo game? So it's crazy. Like, you've got a camera there, but we don't see the game. It's unusual, isn't it? It's very, very unusual. You'd wonder, is there a certain limit of games they have to, that they can only show? I really don't. I don't know. You've got Noel Mooney there, referee. Loses his pen there, but he's back now. Here in Clonus, Monaghan versus Dublin. About to throw in. Referee's just setting his L timer there. And here we go. We're underway. Dublin winning the ball there straight away from the throw in. Looks like Johnny Cooper maybe injured himself in the process. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. It was Tom Lahiff actually goes down with an injury. So yeah, straight away from the throw in, we've got Sean Bugler on the ball here. Is he going to put it over the bar? He is. It's a brilliant point from Sean Bugler. Interesting that Bugler was on that one. I suppose it was from the right hand side. Maybe you would have fancied a Dean Rock there, but can't complain. 1 point to Dublin here early on. We'll stay up to date with the permutations as the games are happening as well. Donegal and Armagh has thrown in at the minute, no score there. Kildare, it's very, very early days, yeah, of course, but they are leading Mayo by a point after a couple of seconds. Paddy Woodgate with the point there, so there you go. Dublin on the attack, win the throw-in. I think when you look at the Monaghan changes as well, like no Conor McManus, no Andrew Woods, no Jack McCarron, you look at it and think, this might be a lot more comfortable than we think. And Cormac Costello puts it over the bar. Brilliant point there. And Dublin leading by 2. They're in cruise control here early on. Monaghan just struggling to get going. Rory Beggan here with the kick out. Desi Farrell will have to be happy with how Dublin have started this game now, to be fair. I think he will. Because Dublin have started very, very fast, very quick out of blocks. Another long kick out from Rory Beggan. Does well, though. And, Monaghan probably will go for that direct ball really into sort of Dublin's back line, because that has been the big problems for Dublin really this year. You think the Armagh game, Kerry as well, that direct ball sort of into Dublin's full back line seems to cause all sorts of havoc. I'm sure from a Monaghan perspective, you'd much rather Conor McManus on the pitch, because he's a man can make anything happen from anywhere really, but he is injured at the minute. Seamus McEnany watching on as Rory Beggan steps up. Will he? Does he have what it takes here? They're bringing it in a little bit closer. Looks like a bit of messing going on there in Dublin's back line. Monaghan, I'm not too sure what's going on now, actually. Moving it in a little bit closer. You would expect this to go over the bar. It's a lovely taking point there. Monaghan have kick-started their day. They're up and running. 2-1 now on the score. Jack McCarron, who actually is starting. It must have been a late change. He comes into the team on the score sheet as well. Dublin venturing forward here. Lovely direct ball there into Cormac Costello and calls the mark. Bit stop-start early on, but Dublin, taking those marks, taking those opportunities, taking those chances. And as you can see here now, you would expect Cormac Costello to put this over the bar. Absolutely. And he obliges. It's a free scoring start. It must be said, we're only 4 minutes on the clock, and we've had 4 points already. 3 for Dublin, 1 for Monaghan. Just 1 point from play, of course, from Dublin, but 2 points from Cormac Costello, 1 point for Sean Bugler. And Dublin have started well. Monaghan under pressure early on, but of course, still a long way to go. Only 4 minutes in here, so a long way to go yet. But Beggan struggling there with the kick out, and Dublin starting quickly. Did the ball go out of play there? It might have done. Noel Scully now on it. And Dublin calm in possession, really. Like no need to rush anything as such here now. No need to rush anything at all. Sharon says, what do you think happened to the Dubs last year? I don't know. I suppose you can't keep winning All Irelands every year. You can't keep winning every year. You can't keep dominating every year. It's bound to come to an end at some point, and that's probably what happened. Caught a little bit flat-footed against Mayo in that game, which they played very well in the first half, but they allowed Mayo to come back into it. They allowed Mayo to feel like they had a chance, to feel like they had an opportunity, and they got punished for it. It's a bit like in a boxing fight. If you don't put your opponent away, you don't knock him out, you don't finish him. There's always that chance they might come back and knock you out, and that's basically what happened. But yeah. Lally says here, Lally says Cork City winning the league, Cork Hurlers winning the All Ireland, Cork winning it all. Well, there you go. I think definitely a big chance of winning the league, all right. No doubt about that. And winning the Hurling League, I mean, looking very good. And maybe you might win the Division 2 relegation survival trophy. So I think good day all around. Good day all around for Cork supporters. Dublin leading by 3 here at the minute now. Dublin have started very, very fast. Playing with that same energy, that same intensity that we've seen against Donegal. And Monaghan are struggling a bit. Here comes Rory Beggan. Needs to be a bit careful, doesn't he? Needs to be a bit careful. See, the thing is with Monaghan is that they're a strange team. I mean, Dublin could be 10 points up and then Monaghan could start playing, and it's a weird one with them at times. When you expect Monaghan to play well, they don't. When you don't expect much, they tend to deliver. Seems to be when the pressure is on them, they crack a little bit. Dublin winning the ball back. Monaghan just a little bit sloppy, I think, in possession here at times. And Dublin just calm in possession. Good bit of play there from Noel Scully. No rush here as such, and Robbie McDade there into Kieran Kilkenny. Dublin trying to wait for the opportunities, but Monaghan turn it over. We lost to Wexford though, in fairness. Yeah, I mean that was a nothing game though, wasn't it? There was nothing on the line there because Cork or Wexford were already in the league semis. So I'm not sure. Maybe you get revenge against Wexford in a couple of weeks' time, the league final, or maybe you play Waterford. We'll wait and see what happens there. Monaghan going straight through the back line there. I mean, Jesus, that is way too easy there. Puts it over the bar. 2 points to 4. I mean, just a little bit too easy there. A little bit worrying there from Dublin's defence. I mean, Noel Scully's nowhere there. Johnny Cooper's kind of caught in no man's land as well. And it was Conor McCarthy who ran through there. There's been a goal somewhere here from Mayo, is it? Oh no, missed chance. And you can see the league table as it stands there at the minute. Dublin would still actually be relegated because Tyrone are winning, Monaghan are winning, and Donegal are all winning. Would you look at that? So Dublin at the minute, even though they're 4 points to 2, TG Cahar says 4 points to 3 here, but I think that's wrong. Sure, it's 4 points to 2, is it? Maybe it isn't. But yeah, good response there from Monaghan. 2 quick points, and they're right back in the game. Charging at Dublin here, and that sort of defensive vulnerabilities from Dublin was there again to see. It was there again to see. Just a little bit worried. Long ball here into Monaghan. Patient on the ball here with Darren Hughes, and I think Monaghan will take a bit of confidence from the last 2 points at the minute. Oh, and there's a goal here for Monaghan. There you go. Look at that. there you go. I look away for a second and the ball's in the back of the net, and it's a lovely finish there. Brilliant ball into number 24, whoever that is, and lovely run. Smashes it into the back of the net. Sean Jones, brilliant finish there. Dublin all over the place there defensively. I mean, what is that, 9 goals now conceded, and Dublin just all over the place there. I mean, no organisation, but here they come at the other end. Dean Rock charging here. Cormac Costello now on the ball. Kieran Kilkenny, Dublin just being a bit sloppy on the ball there, and it's that, passing it from side to side, no real movement at all there. Yeah, Monaghan, who started quite slowly. I mean, Dublin started fast. They were 4 points to 1 up, but Monaghan they've come back pretty nicely. It looked like that ball was out of play. But Dublin continue at the minute with Dean Rock. Dublin just need a score here, I think, just to settle themselves, to calm everything, because, I mean, after a good start, it's not looking too good there. Donegal 4 points to 2 up against Armagh at the moment. 1-4 to 2 points up there, actually, as a matter of fact. Jason McGee with the goal right there. Michael Murphy with a point. McBurty with a point. Jamie Brennan with 2 points in there as well. So good start for Donegal. 1-4 to 2 points up. Tyrone leading as well against Kerry at the minute. 2 points to 1. Darren McCurry with the 2 points. So there you go. The winner of this game actually at the minute, even though it is still early days, I mean, we've only played 11 minutes, would still be going down as it stands. So that goes to show you just how crazy it could be. Mayo 2 points, Kildare 2 points. You can see there on for anyone who's watching on TG Carr, the goal there from Jason McGee. Lovely bit of movement there. Brilliant finish. Good, nice bit of work on the build up there. And Donegal giving themselves a fighting chance as it stands as well. Armagh in that league final position, I believe. Although I do think Mayo have just got a goal as well. Ryan O'Donoghue. So we'll see what happens there. That could pop up on the screen there in a minute as well. Brilliant goal, Sean Jones, one of the stars of the under-20 team last year, has a bright future. I mean, he could do that. Wouldn't know a lot about him myself personally, but you bring him in for Conor McManus, which I presume is some sort of an injury or something like that. I don't really know. But yeah, he started well and he's looped that ball in there. I think he was going for the score from that free, but yeah, JMCA here says people talking about without McManus, they have a lot of forwards who are top class in their day. Need one to be consistent, though. I mean, they definitely do have good forwards. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, Jack McCarron last year was brilliant at all for Monaghan. Conor McCarthy, we've seen what he's done at times, how brilliant he's been. But I think Monaghan are a better team with McManus in the side. There's no doubt about that. James McCarthy with a bit of a heavy challenge there, picking up a yellow. Ryan O'Donoghue doing what Ryan O'Donoghue does, puts the ball on the back of the net. Lovely run. And yeah. Yeah, heavy enough challenge by James McCarthy. Yellow card, probably the right decision, it must be said. Orlally says, did you watch the Cork game yesterday? It started poorly, but towards the end were class. Yeah, I mean, it was a great performance by Cork, to be fair. Didn't see the first half, but watched the second half. And yeah, brilliant turnarounds. I mean, Kilkenny were 5 points up early on. But Cork were brilliant. Dara Fitzgibbon, brilliant performance in the middle. I think he finished with 1-3. So, Cork are going well, and they have a really good squad, as well as one of the best hurlers in the country, and Patrick Horgan. So, if there's a team that could catch Limerick this year, it could be Cork. I still think Kilkenny won't be far away as well. Waterford, I think, are looking pretty good, but yeah. But yeah, Kildare obviously losing at the minute, so as it would stand here, Monaghan would avoid relegation, but of course, only 15 minutes in, so a lot still to play for. So yeah. And of course, let's not forget the Division 2 games are about to get underway in a couple of minutes as well, which is going to cause all sorts of havoc as well to see what is going on there. But yeah, Mayo 1-3, Kildare 4 points there at the minute. And Tyrone leading Kerry by 3 points to 2. And Monaghan 3 points up here. And see, that's the worry for Dublin a little bit. You know, they start very, very fast, but as soon as that goal goes in, it's like the confidence of the team changes a little bit. Suddenly, Dublin start becoming a little bit more sloppy. So yeah, they just need to get back to what they're good at here. And Dean Rock hits a short. That's a poor enough free by his standards. And I mean, it's been a while since Dublin have scored now. I mean, you're probably talking about maybe 10 minutes or so. Yeah, if Cork lose to Offaly, Cork are relegated. So, and they'll be playing Division 3 football and also the Tailteann Cup as well, because let's not forget Cork play Kerry in that Munster semi-final. So, Monaghan marching forward here as well. Looks like a point there from Monaghan. Or not Monaghan, I should say. Lovely bit of play again from Monaghan, and they're playing well. You know, they're 1-5 now to 4 points up. Playing well, they're motoring well, and Dublin haven't scored in a while here. I mean, Dublin were winning 4 points to 1. So, you know, Monaghan have scored, kicked 1-4 in the last 10 minutes or so to really change this game and turn it around. Conor Boyle there with the point. So, Monaghan are looking good here, to be fair. Dublin haven't scored since the 3rd minute or since the 6th minute. So, 11 minutes now without a score from a Dublin perspective. And I think if you're a Monaghan fan, you'd be very happy with how this game is going. And at the minute, from a Dublin perspective, it's very reminiscent to those first 4 games of the league when Dublin were, lost 4 games. It's reminiscent to the Kildare game as well in some respects. So a little bit worrying there. Rory Beggan coming out of his goal. Hits it long, intercepted well by Johnny Cooper. Dublin need a score just to settle themselves. Long kick pass there into Costello. And now Fenton. As it stands, Division 2 football for Dublin next year, no doubt about that. Dublin being patient on the ball here at the minute, but need to try work some sort of an opening. I think they called the mark there, though, so this should be a relatively straightforward here from Dean Rock. Free in the end, so you would expect Dublin here to surely get back on the score sheet. And he does oblige, Dean Rock. So 1-5 to 5. I suppose from a Dublin perspective, it started well, 4 points to 1 up, but since then, Monaghan have done well. And Cathal Jones says, "Come on, Sean Jones." And look, he's played well. It was a brilliantly taken goal. Obviously, a few people in the comments already saying he's a good player coming up from the under-20s. So, yeah, that's a positive sign from a Monaghan point of view. And they have had a couple of players obviously coming through the under-20s in the last couple of years. Aaron Mulligan, Rory Woods, these kind of guys. So they clearly do have a good crop of young players coming through. And obviously without Conor McManus on the pitch, and I know someone was saying earlier, they do have other forwards than Conor McManus, but there's no doubt Monaghan are a better team with him in it. So yeah. But yeah, Monaghan just taking this thing out of the game at the minute, comfortable on the ball. I suppose no real rush. The problem with Monaghan a lot of the time, though, is their game management, though, and that's what kind of leads me to think that still, obviously there's a long way to go still, but even if there's 3-4 points going into the final 10 minutes, you always feel like there's a collapse there in Monaghan, and maybe Dublin might be able to take advantage of it. But Monaghan on the ball here again. It's a lovely score. And yeah, Jack McCarron again, 1-6 now to 5 points. So Monaghan are doing well. They're doing well, and that was again far too easy though. Mick Fitzsimons on McCarron there just wasn't tight enough at all. And Monaghan are cruising. I think there's been Mayo just comfortable there really in the other game against Kildare there at the minute. So it'll be Kildare and Dublin going down at the minute. As things stands, Donegal 1-5 to 3 points up as it stands in over in Letterkenny, and then in Kerry 1-2 to around 5 points. Cormac Costello on the run in there for Dublin, needs to put it over the bar, needs to take his opportunity. He doesn't, and Monaghan turned the ball over. So Dublin just being a little bit not quick enough really on the ball and just not taking those scoring opportunities. You feel like there's a scoring chance there, but I don't know. You feel like with Dublin sometimes they're just trying to be too clever here, and yeah. So Monaghan 1-6, Dublin 5 points, Mayo 1-5, Kildare 6 points. I mean, all the games still very close. You know, a lot can still happen here. Still a long way to go. But yeah, you know, it really, really is going to go down to the wire, no doubt about that. Mayo 1-5, Kildare 6 points, as I said. Ryan O'Donoghue at 1-2 so far. James Carr, who started, has got on the score sheet there as well. Jason Doherty with 2 points. So, I think from a Mayo point of view, looking good, and I think that league final is very much on the cards as it stands, because Armagh, they're currently being beaten by Donegal 1-5 to 3. So it really, really is going down to the wire. It's going down to the wire, and Monaghan have now opened up a 5-point gap, and there is this is very reminiscent of Dublin against Kildare. And as I said before, you know, in different previews, I wasn't going to get carried away when Dublin won those opening 2 games, because, you know, you're seeing just some of those habits from the first couple of games creep back into Dublin's play. The lethargicness, the poor passing, sloppiness, all the rest, and more importantly, how weak we seem to be defensively, which is the big surprise. Especially with Owen Merchant back in there, someone with the experience of Johnny Cooper. But as it stands at the minute, it's Monaghan who are looking good, 1-7 to 5 points. TV says Dubs are in trouble, and at the minute they are. I mean, look, 23 minutes on the board, still a bit to go, but you know, it's not looking good at the minute. You'd much rather be in Monaghan's position than Dublin's position at the minute. Put it that way. Super Sport is asking what is the score in the Antrim game. Those games have just started. They threw in at 2 o'clock. Antrim leading by a point at the minute over Westmeath. Conor Murray with the point there. So Antrim leading as it stands. And Fermanagh are actually leading Limerick as well, 3 points to 1. So as it would stand, although we are only a couple of minutes into the Division 3 games, Antrim would be in a promotion place. But of course, a long way to go just yet. Longford leading Laois as well, so Longford could be on a way to survival as it stands. Louth leading Wicklow 3 points to 1, so they're looking pretty good there. Cork 1-2, Offaly a point. I mean, there's so much going on everywhere, so we'll check back in a couple of minutes and we'll see what's going on. But Dublin on the attack here at the minute. Looks like some infringement there. I mean, this has been a very stop-start game, and the referee looks like he's calling a lot of frees. So it's going to be another routine enough free here from a Dublin point of view. I think Dublin have only hit 1 point from play here so far in this game. But yeah, another infringement, and you would expect Ian Rock to put this one over the bar. And he does. He obliges. 1-7 to 6 points. I mean, they're staying in the game, Dublin, by getting these frees, by getting these opportunities, and obviously, you know, we don't have the privilege, obviously, watching on TV what's happening or what the frees have been given for, but it does seem that's happened a couple of times now. So maybe something to watch there from a Monaghan perspective. But just running through the scores so far from a Monaghan point of view: Sean Jones with a goal, Shane Carey with a point, Jack McCarran with 3 points as well, Conor McCarthy with a point, Darren Hughes with a point, and Conor Boyle as well. So Monaghan are getting scores from a lot of different areas of the pitch, and I think they can take a lot of satisfaction exactly from that. So yeah, as it stands, Kerry obviously on top with 12 points, Mayo with 9. As it stands, long way to go yet. 25 minutes in though, 10 minutes to half time. As it stands here, Monaghan being patient on the ball. That sort of same energy that we've seen from Dublin in the opening sort of 10 minutes doesn't quite seem to be there. It's almost as if that goal has really knocked the stuffing out of Dublin, really. And as they say, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, and that's kind of what's happened to Dublin here a bit. Ball into Dean Rock into Cormac Costello back to Rock. Dublin moving forward there. Another free. There you go. I mean, this referee, he's calling a lot. He really, really is. That looked a little soft in my opinion. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I think this might be like the fifth or sixth free Dublin have had in this game. So, and when you have a score, or when you have a player like Dean Rock, you can't be giving away opportunities as easy as you do. But the referee definitely, I'd like him to let it go a bit more here, to be honest. But at the same time, it is going in Dublin's favour, isn't it? So yeah. Sir Klopp says both teams going for a Monaghan making use of the home advantage. They are so far, yeah, leading by 3. So they'll be very happy with that, and they've got the crowd behind them as well. So they'll be happy with that. But Monaghan so far this year, ironically enough, haven't won a game at home. Their points have all come away from home. Their 4 points that they've gotten has all been away from home. There are 2 games at home against both Kerry and Mayo. They got beat, so they actually haven't been too good at Clonus this year. Albeit they have been playing probably the 2 best teams in the country at home. So you can make up for it. But as it stands here at the minute, Monaghan will be very happy with how this game is going. I do think at the same time, though, from a Monaghan perspective, they should still go at Dublin here, and they shouldn't be too cautious on the ball. You can see just a couple of times they're playing it from side to side, trying to take the sting out of the game. But I do think Dublin are just vulnerable defensively, and I think if you get at them, I think you can make things happen, and that's what we're seeing. And here we go again, ball into Jack McCarran, who turns, lovely little sidestep there. He's put that one wide though, so nothing comes from that. But you can just see like that direct ball into the likes of your Jack McCarran, your Sean Jones. It's causing problems. It is. And hasn't been brilliant so far. Evan Comerford here with the kick out to not a great ball, to be perfectly honest. I feel like James McCarthy could have done a bit better there, to be fair. So yeah, 1-7 to 7 points here at the minute. Monaghan looking pretty good. Good ball there. Darren Hughes here. Monaghan just being patient on the ball, really. And look, their forward line's done well as well. And even Gary Mohan, who's been on the ball a couple of times, he's looked lively. He's caused a couple of problems there. Dublin sitting back, defensive. But Monaghan can't really make a way through here at the minute. Ball goes out wide there into Kieran Hughes. Puts it wide. Darren Hughes, I should say. It really is going down to the wire. As it stands there, if for those who are watching on TG Car, they're just showing the league table there. Actually, as it stands, with the way the results are going, both Dublin and Monaghan would be getting relegated as it stands. So that just goes to show just how crazy this final day of the league is turning out to be. We'll run through some of the scores here. So obviously, as we can see there, Monaghan won 7, Dublin 7 points. Donegal leading Armagh won 7 to 4 points as it stands there. So Donegal looking safe as it stands. Armagh have rotated a little bit. Just looking at the team, I mean, you've no Rian O'Neill in that team. You've Aidan Nugent, Andy Myrne, and these lads. So very much as you would expect, McGeaney has definitely made a couple of changes to his team there. Kerry won 3, Tyrone 7 points. So Tyrone looking pretty good against Kerry here so far. Darren McCurry with 5 points in that game. Dara O'Connor with a point, and Kieran McGeary on the score sheet there. So I think from a Tyrone perspective, you'd be fairly happy. And Mayo won 9, Kildare 10 points. Dublin going on the attack here. Is that over the bar? It's off the post. And would have been a big opportunity there for Dublin there. It was Cormac Costello on the attack. But yeah, Mayo won 9, Kildare 10 points. So Mayo very well set for that league final as it stands there at the minute. Ryan O'Donoghue with 1-4. So a big performance from him. Just looking at some of the Division 2 games, Roscommon at the minute, 5 points to 4 up. As it stands, we will have Dara O'Connor from the sideline view jumping on at halftime to give his thoughts on the game. So we'll see what the story is there. And Cork at the minute leading Offaly 1-4 to 3 points. So Cork at the minute would be staying in Division 2. There you go. Monaghan on the attack here. So short ball. And drops it short in the end. I mean, still a 3-point game. It's not over, but I mean, obviously it's not over. I mean, we still have another half to play, of course, but Dublin definitely need to improve here. I don't think we haven't scored a point from play, I think, since the 6th minute. So really need to get going. And so we see in there, Comerford is struggling with his kickouts as it is there at the minute. Dublin just struggling to win possession off their own kickouts, but a speculative effort there from one of the Monaghan players drops wide in the end. Noel Kearns it was. I think for Monaghan, they just need to be patient on the ball, wait for those right opportunities, wait for those right chances, rather than rushing those kind of those moments. Dublin need a point from play here. I mean, Dublin haven't kicked a point from play, I think, since, the 15th minute, since Dean Rock's point, or the 6th minute, I should say. So Dublin struggling, but here they go, and they're just not taking that opportunity. I mean, there's chances presenting themselves there, and it seems like Dublin just afraid to back themselves in those kind of key moments, which has been the story of the first 4 games, and that's why I've said loads of times in the podcast, Dublin certainly have the quality to win the All-Ireland. They have the players, they have the talent, but do they have the belief? Do they have the mentality, the confidence? You know what I mean? It's one thing having quality, but you have that belief in yourself. You're going to take those risks, those chances, because Dublin there got themselves into a good position to kick a point, and they fluffed it. They didn't do anything in the end. Lost possession, nothing came out of it. So that's kind of how it is. Dublin do turn the ball over. I mean, Monaghan are being a bit sloppy, to be fair here, and they're allowing Dublin to get back into it, or they're giving Dublin a bit of a chance. Monaghan haven't exactly shot the lights out, you would say, in the last 5 to 10 minutes, and the pace of the game is definitely slowed down quite a bit. Kieran Kilkenny on the ball into Scully. Now Kilkenny marching forward. Is he? Johnny Cooper now. Dublin. Patience on the ball, but they need to get into those scoring areas, those scoring positions, Lovely bit of play from Brian Howard. He's given another free. Wow. I mean, this referee is, He's calling a lot of frees here. I mean, Dublin haven't kicked a point from play since the 6th minute, but because of the amount of frees that Monaghan are giving away here, Dublin are just kind of slowly creeping back into it. I mean, let's have a look here. I mean, there's nothing in that. That's a very unusual yellow card there from Shane Carey. Dublin in the end they've played it short in the end, but it is over the bar from Dean Rock, so they do, or from Cormac Costello, so they do get their point from play. I was just about to say there, I was like, what have Dublin done? I mean, they just have a scoring opportunity in front of goal, but in the end they do work the chance, and Cormac Costello obliges, and it's a 2-point game, so it's still close. Stephen Shearer says the composure under pressure, that was a hallmark of the best Dublin teams of the last decade, is missing. This is a recent thing too, and absolutely, mate, you've said it spot on there. But here they come on the attack again, and like even right now, like here we go, put it over the bar, he doesn't, and then he puts it wide. See what I mean? Just the decision making, just not quite there. Like you see Costello running through there. I mean, he going for goal, fair enough, but just take the point, build momentum. It's a 1-point game then. He puts it wide, puts it into the side netting. And that's just been it. It's like the decision making isn't quite there as to what it was at one point, But look, Monaghan at times when it comes to managing games are, they've had a lot of problems managing games, in my opinion, in the past. It's been a very common theme, even going back to Malachy O'Rourke's days. So, and you've seen that really in the last 10 minutes. I mean, Monaghan haven't scored since the 22nd minute. So, they're being a little bit sluggish. Rory Beggan loses possession again, and Dublin are just turning the screw a little bit here. Dean Rock needs to back himself here. But he puts it wide, does he? Yeah, he puts it wide. But he went for it. And that, that's what I feel Dublin need to do more, is when they get themselves into these scoring positions, go for the chances, because they do have the players. I know Dean Rock's put that wide, but, you give him 7 or 8 of those chances, he's probably going to score 5 or 6 of them. So yeah. What is the score in all the games? We're just approaching half time here now, so we'll discuss the other games right now. But yeah, half time here at Clones, Monaghan 1-7, Dublin 8 points. So as it stands, Dublin are getting relegated. They're going down to Division 2. For the first time, I think, since 2009, I think it is. So there you have it. And actually, as a matter of fact, Monaghan at the minute will be safe with what's going on. Donegal leading Armagh 1-9 to 1-5 in that game. Paddy McBurty with 3 points. Michael Murphy with 3 points. Jason McGee with the goal for Armagh. Aidan Nugent with 1-3 for Armagh so far. So, as I said before, getting to a league final is a bonus. I know a lot of Armagh fans would love that day out at Croke Park. You'd love to go to Croke Park, all the rest. Absolutely. But look, I think the main priority for Armagh surely has to be that Ulster Championship, because I think this is, I think Armagh are the informed team in Ulster at the minute. You turn over Donegal in the opening round in the Ulster Championship, and for me, you're in an Ulster final, because you play either Antrim or Cavan in the semi-finals, and realistically speaking, you should be beating them. You should be. I know Cavan won an Ulster Championship in 2020, but all things considered, you should be beating them. Mayo 110, Kildare 12 points there at the minute. So Mayo looking good there. In Tyrone 9 points, Kerry 1-5. So Tyrone leading at Fitzgerald Stadium at the minute, and Kerry, I mean, they are relatively strong, to be fair. You've got Paul Gainey, you've got David Clifford with 3 points, Tony Brosnan with 1-1. You've got Joe O'Connor, Jeremy O'Connor, both in midfield. Jason Foley, Dylan Casey, Tyg Morney. I mean, Kerry have gone fairly strong there. So, that siege mentality thing again with Tyrone. I mean, they beat Mayo. When they won the All-Ireland, they beat Kerry and Mayo en route to winning the All-Ireland. They beat them back-to-back. And they might be about to do it again. This time, the other way around, beat Mayo first and then Kerry. So, and that will give Tyrone a lot of confidence going into that All-Ireland series. If they do, I mean, look, it's a 1 point game at the minute. It's half time, but I think Tyrone will take a bit of confidence if they do manage to see off Kerry. So yeah. Dubs fan says on that first half display, we wouldn't win a game in Division 2. Yeah, I mean, a very poor display, no doubt about it. Just again, started fast, started well. Hit those 4 points. Early on, looking pretty good. 4 points to 1 up, playing good football. Starting fast, and then you concede that goal from Sean Jones, and it's like the heads drop, and all of a sudden, you start becoming sloppy, slow passes, not taking opportunities, getting themselves into scoring positions, but not shooting. And I've said multiple times really on this channel before in reactions, podcasts, all the rest, that Dublin have quality. They have some of the best players in the country, but at the minute, it's just the mentality. It's that, as someone said earlier, the composure under pressure, just doesn't quite seem to be there. It's a hard one to kind of pinpoint it to know what's wrong, but confidence doesn't quite seem to be there either. And belief, as soon as we fall behind there, it's like the way we were playing was different. The body language of our team changed a bit. But look, there's still a bit to go, and I think Monaghan really. I think from a Monaghan point of view, you'd be happy that you're 2 points up, but at the same time, the last score there was on the 22nd minute. There was an opportunity there for Monaghan, in my opinion, to build up a bigger lead, maybe to go 5-6 points in front, 7 points in front, to really build up a lead. There was a chance for Monaghan really to stand on Dublin's neck, and really sort of assert your dominance, assert your control. But they allowed Dublin to come back into it with some soft frees, and some of them were soft frees, to be fair. Shane Carey's yellow card there, I mean, I don't know what that was about, to be honest. A little bit unusual one, but yeah, looking at some of the other scores there at the minute, Roscommon 6 points up against Galway at the minute. Roscommon 10 points, 9 points actually, should I say, 9 points to 4, or 10 points to 4. I'm looking on the Scorpio app here. It was 10, then it was 9, then it's back to 10. So I don't know what's going on here, but yeah, 10 points to 4 there for Roscommon. Donny Smith with 3 points, Conor Cox with 3, Kieran Murtha with 2 there as well. So Roscommon are looking pretty good. They're looking good there at the minute, 10 points to 4 up. And that could be a big win over Galway, and it would also seal promotion for the Rossies. Any slip up from Roscommon could allow Derry to get promotion, but they're actually being beaten at the minute. Meath won 5, Derry 7 points. A couple of minutes still to half time in these games, because these games started at 2 o'clock. But yeah, Meath, as it stands, 5 to 7 points up there at the minute. And that'd be a big win for Meath. It'll be 3 wins on the bounce. Bit of confidence there going into that Leinster Championship. And yeah, as it would stand at the minute, you'll have Dublin, Kildare and Meath all in Division 2 next year. That's an unusual one. You'd have no Leinster teams in Division 2 as it stands at the minute. So there you go. But yeah, O'Connor there with 1-1 for Meath. They'll be happy. Like no Jordan Morris in the starting 15 either. Roland Jones in midfield with 2 points. So Meath looking good there. Cork, as it stands, will be in Division 2 next year as well. They lead Offaly 1-7 to 5 points. I'm going to take a guess and say Sherlock got the goal. It's not updating here at the minute, but yeah, Cork 1-7. O'Mahony actually with 1-2. So there you go. Cork looking pretty decent there at the minute, leading Offaly 1-7 to 5 points. Antrim, as it stands, with 7 points. Westmeath with 3. Westmeath, they were in most people's eyes, including me, they were the team that I think a lot of us expected to comfortably be promoted from Division 3. But as it stands for Westmeath, I mean, 7 points to 3 for Antrim. Disappointment from a Westmeath perspective, but Antrim looking very, very good. But Limerick are currently leading Fermanagh 1-8 to 6 points. So that would have Limerick promoted to Division 2. So yeah, Limerick 1-8, Fermanagh 6 points. I mean, there's a lot here. Longford currently leading Laois 1-8 to 1-5. Louth leading Wicklow won 5 to 6 points. And yeah, as our Klopp says here, Mayo leading Kildare 110 to 12 points. Yeah, Mayo leading by a point at the minute in that game. We're just seeing some of the scores here come up on TG Car. But the thing is, like, a lot of these games are very, very close. You know, there's no big margin of scores here. And I think it's really going to go, you know, I think the final whistle will probably go on the Monaghan Dublin game. We won't know what's going on. You know, so I think that's really what could swing it. But yeah, just looking at some of Kildare's points here as well. Oisin Mullen there on the ball, marching forward. What's the score in the Sligo Leitrim game? We'll get that here. The score is here somewhere. That game did play earlier though. I think it's just about Sligo 2:15, Leitrim 2:10. Just a minute left in that game. Started a little bit sooner than all the other games. But yeah, you know, a meaningless game in the end with the fact that Division 4 already settled anyway. But yeah, we can see the league table there on TG Car there at the minute. Kerry with 11 points. Mayo there at the minute in that league final position. As it stands, both Dublin and Kildare going down, and Dublin going down with at the bottom with 4 points. Really well taken goal there by Sean Jones. Could Comerford have saved it? Maybe. We're just looking at the Mayo goal here. Aidan Nugent's goal there for Armagh. So yeah. Second half should be getting underway there in a couple of minutes. Alan says going to be loads more twists and turns. Terrible. Only one game on TV. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? You know. And you can see there, like TG Car are showing us some of the games, you know, split screen and all the rest, and showing us big moments. You know, you just wonder why not on GAA Go? You know, doesn't really make sense, but I don't know. But yeah, as Alan was saying there as well, I mean, a lot of twists and turns. Yeah, a long way to go. Just yeah. But yeah, 2 points in it from Monaghan there at the minute. Obviously, as we get ready for the second half, as it would stand, Kildare and Dublin both going down, both getting relegated. No Leinster teams in Division 1 next year as it stands, which will be quite unusual. Yeah, you know, you're going to have some interesting teams in Division 2 next year. You know, you by how things are going, you're going to have Limerick in there, you're going to have Louth in there, you're going to have Dublin. You know, Dublin against Louth in Division 2. That's an unusual game, isn't it? That's an unusual fixture. Well, that's going to be a fixture next year by the way things are looking. You're going to have a lot of Leinster teams in Division 2 next year. If things stay the way they are, you're going to have Kildare, you're going to have Meath, Louth are going to be in there. Kildare, you know, four Leinster teams in there. So, and depending on what happens, obviously with Offaly, Cork, I mean, Offaly could very well stay up as well. But look, long way to go. Yeah. Clare currently leading down as well, 2-3 to 5 points in that one. Of course, that game has no significance whatsoever, but I think it is important for Clare to build some momentum there going into that Munster Championship. And Roscommon absolutely flying there at the minute, 112 to 4 points. So yeah, Roscommon looking very, very good there at the minute. And as we were saying before, Galway, you know, they've had a couple of defensive issues this year. They've definitely had a couple of defensive problems this year. Look, you look at that Galway team, you can definitely see a lot of changes in the team, all right. But you still have Desi Keneally, Jack Lynn, Niall Daly all in there. So some interesting, you know, players in there. But I suppose from a Galway perspective, they're in that league final already. So I don't really think this game is a big one, really, is it? So yeah, Rory Maguire says Sligo 216, Leitrim 210. Yeah, I think that's full time there. So a game in the end that had no significance because of the fact that the other Division 4 games were played yesterday. But yeah, Sligo with 10 points in the end and not getting promoted, I think, in the end. So yeah, a little bit disappointing from a Sligo perspective to have that many points, but definitely a lot of momentum building into that Connacht Championship, and that Tier 2, which is where they will play, no doubt about it, in the Tailteann Cup. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Off Cork currently leading Offaly 1-9 to 1-6 as it stands there. So yeah, a lot really on the line, no doubt about that. But yeah, a couple of minutes away here from the start of the second half. Big second half for Dublin. This is it now. This is where it matters. This is where it counts. Division 1 football in 2022 and 2023, I should say, is looking like it might not be happening. But there is only 2 points in it. I don't think Dublin have played well in the first half, to be perfectly honest. They had an opening, 5 or 6 minutes where they looked impressive. But other than that, not particularly brilliant. But look, Monaghan, I don't think Monaghan have exactly, they had their good moments as well with Sean Jones with a really well taken goal. Jack McCarron's looked lively as well with a couple of points, but I don't think it's been perfect from Monaghan either. And I do think they'll take, they'll want to kick on a bit more in the second half as well, because, I think whilst Dublin are a little bit vulnerable in that sort of weird stage, I think you need to take advantage of it and, kick them while they're down, basically. But yeah, big second half, no doubt about that. And as we said, like all these games, very, very close. Like really, just not much at all in the margin between a lot of these counties. Donegal 5 points up against Armagh at the minute at half time. Tyrone a point up against Kerry. Mayo a point up against Kildare. So, Donegal look home and hose as it stands there at the minute, 110 to 1-5. But all the other games are very much in, very much in the melting pot. Really, really is. So yeah, a lot on the line. A lot on the line. But yeah, just waiting for the players to come out here now at the start of the second half. Big team talk now for Desi Farrell, no doubt about that. We will be discussing the Roscommon and Galway game in a bit more detail, actually, in a few minutes. We'll have Dara O'Connor from the Sideline View jumping on, Roscommon fan. So he'll be telling us a bit about that game. He's at that game at the minute, so he'll be jumping on when that game reaches halftime. Roscommon 114, Galway 6 points there at the minute. So Roscommon looking very, very good there at the minute. Monaghan team coming out there at the minute. Dublin definitely taking their time to come out here at the second half. Sure. For Desi Farrell, I mean, it's a big half-time team talk. I mean, it's a big one for Dublin. Division 2 football, it could be very well looming if they don't improve here. But yeah, half-time in a lot of games anyway. Limerick leading for Amana there at the minute. Antrim currently leading. Louth currently 2 points up against Wicklow. So looking at the minute like Louth and Wicklow, or Louth and Limerick will be in Division 2 next year. By how things are looking there at the minute. Limerick looking pretty good with 1-8, Josh Ryan again shooting the lights out there for Limerick. Meath currently 1-7, Derry 7 points. So Meath looking good there as well, to be fair to them. And they might have slightly turned the corner. For Derry, it could be back-to-back defeats and a real sort of reality check, I suppose, for what has been a team that a lot of people have been very excited about. Cork and Offaly. Cork were looking pretty comfortable there, but 110 to 1-8 now. So, I mean, that game's still very much in the melting pot, and Offaly could very well still, could still very well turn that one around, and potentially be in Division 2 next year. We've Dara O'Connor jumping in there at the minute. You're over there at the Roscommon game. What's the crack over there? It's going well there at the minute.
Yeah, winning well. I think we're but they're around 14-6. So couldn't be going any better than that. I think you can see the two teams have two different things to play for today. But Roscommon have been brilliant. Like, at the end of the day, Galway are promoted and probably, a few players aren't playing, but we've kind of just blown them away. And 114 in any half of football is some scoring. I think we've had two wides and they were kind of just balls played in. So even all our shots were going over. So couldn't be more happier to see Meath are winning as well. So hopefully, look, we shouldn't have to rely on them anyways. So I think it's pretty much a done deal already.
Yeah, happy days. Is there much like rotation from Galway? Like, I mean, obviously because with the fact that they have the league final coming up, obviously as well, like they're already guaranteed promotion. So has there been much rotation in their team? Are they taking it probably as serious as maybe you think? I guess I'd imagine they're probably not taking it that serious with the fact they're already in that league final.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to think the lads coming in now would obviously they Galway have a strong enough panel so that they'd come in to try and stake a claim for a place. I know Shane Walsh was taken off the bench. He was named to be on the bench, but he's taken off. Obviously Comer, there's no sign of him. Tom Culhan, I think, could be on the bench. Like, it's fairly experimental up front. They don't really look a threat, to be perfectly honest. The two lads midfield, I think Niall Daly for Galway got a couple of nice points, but I think Detty Keneally's up front. But apart from that, like they're limited enough. So yeah, we're just running through them. I think Donny Smith's been excellent up front. Connor Cox has kicked a few good ones. Keane McKeown got into the goal as well. So like it's positives all around. Our forwards are scoring at will, and hopefully I think I'm safe enough to say we'll be playing Division 1 football, but you can never say never. And so Galway probably getting a telling off at half time because they cheat. I mean, look, yes, they have 9 to play for, but they're not going to be losing by 11 points to, especially Roscommon. The two teams have been going at each other for 5 years, so they don't really like each other. But it's two teams with two different things to play for, if you like, at the moment.
Yeah, because I suppose the big thing with Galway really is the defense seems a little bit leaky at times. They seem to have a couple of defensive issues in there, and obviously I'd imagine that's probably a lot of the damage Roscommon have done. And Roscommon defensively have done quite well. I think they're the second best defense in the league at the minute, the entirety of the league. So it does seem like Roscommon's defense is definitely coming out on top against that brilliant Galway attack, albeit a Galway team that doesn't have Shane Walsh in there.
Yeah, no, it probably hasn't been mentioned enough this league campaign. Our defence has been excellent, really, really has. Again, there today, we're just getting them 50-50 sort of balls. I think the big thing for us this year has been the midfield. That's the position we were crying out for. And if I'd say probably our three best players over the league has been Enda Smith, Ultan Harney and Eddie Nolan, the two midfielders. I think we've found a partnership now that we can hopefully rely on. So the two of them have been excellent. And they've given us a platform, and Galway really struggled with the kickouts in that first half. I think had put a few over the sideline, and we pretty much broke everything. And he even got done for time, sort of taking too long. So we kick out wise, we have them. I think we're playing with a slight breeze in the first half. So, but it's not a gale force wind at all. And I'd expect it to probably stay around maybe that 8 to 10 point mark by the end, hopefully, anyways. And hopefully we can even give, you have your Jeremy Mercer's on the bench as well. Maybe give him 20 minutes, get a bit more confidence, more game time, and hopefully looking forward to a league final next week in Croke Park against Galway again.
Perfect. Well, top man, Dara. Anyway, we'll get you on anyway at at full time. Anyways, enjoy the sun, enjoy the weather, all the rest. Enjoy the game. Appreciate you jumping on there.
Perfect. No bother. Chat to you later.
No bother. Perfect. Brilliant. Top man. There you go. Roscommon comfortable there. The minute second half has started here in the in the Dublin game there. At the minute, Roscommon or Monaghan have started very well there. Started second half 1-9 to 8 points. So Monaghan building up a bit of a lead here, but Dublin on the attack. We have a sluggish back pass to Sean Bugler. Dublin trying to work the opening. Just can't quite work the opening there at the minute, but Monaghan will be fairly happy there at the minute too. 1-9, 8 points. Cormac Costello driving forward. Ends up putting it wide. So yeah, Dublin at the minute, you know, they need a turnaround here. They need a turnaround. As we were speaking there with Dara O'Connor, I mean, there, you know, Roscommon very much en route to taking Dublin's place in Division 1 next year as it stands. Long ball intercept. I mean, Dublin have, like, I don't think either side has done particularly brilliant on their own kickouts as such. And Dublin on the attack here again. Owen Merchant floats the ball across, but just no real purpose in that there. Be curious to know what some of you lads think who are watching live in terms of your own county, how your own county's getting on. As it stands there at the minute, Kerry on top there with 11 points, but you've got Mayo in that league final. Kildare currently going down at the minute. Monaghan will be safe as it stands, and Dublin going down with a whimper as it stands there. A lot to play for still, though. Still a lot to play for, no doubt about it. And as I said, I feel like this is going to be... I feel like these games, they're probably going to end. Like Monaghan-Dublin games probably going to end and we're not even going to know, you know, what's actually happening, you know. There's just so much happening. But Monaghan on the attack there. Darren Hughes bursting forward. Oh, it's a brilliant ball into Mohan, and Dublin are all over the place there. The ball puts it wide. Referee's given a penalty. I mean, that is just criminal defending from Dublin. Gary Mohan running through the backdoor cut that we've seen Dublin do so often. Except it was a kick pass by Hughes. Mohan runs through. Evan Comerford gets caught in no man's land. Penalty in the end, and this could be the nail in the coffin here. If this goes in, it'll be a 7-point game. You've got Hughes there. Let me have a look at this again. Yeah, I mean, it's probably more Johnny Cooper there who's actually brought Mohan down than Michael Shield. Back in the net there. So Monaghan, comfortable. Brilliant finish from Jack McCarron from the penalty spot. 2-9 now for Monaghan. And they are looking like they're going to do what they seem to always do, which is somehow avoid relegation, the great escape. They always seem to find a way, and it looks like they're going to do so again. Yeah, Michael Shield in goal, by the way, for Dublin. For some reason, I thought it was Comerford in there, but actually Michael Shield. But yeah, you know, and Shield probably made a bit of a mistake for last week's Donegal game, and again, not particularly great. And, you know, 10 goals conceded now in the league for Dublin. I mean, defensively, massive problems. Billy, Dublin look shook going forward. I know it's only league, but come on, no conviction about them. Yeah, but I'm not, you know, I'm not buying it's the only league thing anymore. You know, this is the final day of the league. You know what I mean? Like, and it's the final day of the league. There's so much on the line. You don't want to be playing Division 2. I know people are saying, "Oh, well, it won't be that big of a deal because Dublin will come back." Look, Division 2 is a tough league, and the way we're playing, if we play like that, like the way we're playing now in Division 2 next year, we won't get promoted. You know, you'd be looking at Kildare and Derry, probably Meath is, probably more likely at this stage. Dublin certainly have the quality, no doubt about that, but the mentality at the minute and the confidence and everything else just doesn't quite seem to be there from a lot of the players. Brian Howard kicking there into Costello. Has that gone over in the end? Just about. But even that, I was just about to say, I was like, how on earth does he put that wide? But he's just about squeezed it in the end. Not too sure if it did squeeze in. It might have been wide, but he's given it anyway. 2-9 to 10. 2 quick points there. Response from Monaghan's goal brings it back down to 4. Monaghan still relatively comfortable. It's actually 5 points, isn't it? 5-point game there at the minute. A lot of work needs to be done for Dublin here to try and turn this one around. Dublin, yeah, just not looking good there at the minute at all. Banty McEnany would be very happy as things stand. Donegal 112. Armagh 1-7 there. Kerry 1-7. Tyrone 10 points. Mayo currently leading Kildare there at the minute. Here's Sean Bugler venturing forward. Has it gone over the bar? It has. That's a good point by Sean Bugler. A little bit better now from Dublin. Looks like they've woken up a bit here now. That's more what you want to see. And to be fair to Sean Bugler, he has been one of the rare Dublin players that has had a good league campaign, in my opinion. I think he's played well, and that was a good point from him there, bursting forward on the left-hand side, creating a bit of space, and then slotting it over. So, Rory Began with his kick out there. Dublin doing well from the kickouts, but Monaghan do win it. Pass into Gary Mohan, who's definitely caused a lot of havoc for Dublin players there, into Jack McCarron, who turns, goes over the bar. Good point there for Monaghan, an important point as well, because Dublin had hit the last 3. And, I think for Monaghan, they just need to keep the scoreboard ticking now. They need to take these opportunities when they come. And they'll be fine. They have a good enough, they've a 5-point lead there at the minute. And they can, it's a very manageable lead, I think. Fenton is getting skinned. Yeah, just as you said it there. Yeah, like I don't even know. Looking at Dublin as well, like just the fitness. I'm not sure is it quite there. I don't know. It's a hard one to kind of know. Like, but Monaghan just seemed to be that extra, bit sharper, quicker. Whereas Dublin on the ball, it's a little bit slower, kind of lethargic at times. Don't know if it's struggling out there in the weather or what's the crack. But here's Noel Scully venturing forward here. Is he going to put it over the bar? Looks like he is. I mean, Dublin they're going for points now. They're trying to take those opportunities, take those chances, and it's a good point there from Lee Gannon, and brings it back down to 4. Alan says Monaghan will start to get nervous and may sit back, and Sir Klopp says Monaghan tend to bottle games in the last 15 minutes. And yeah, like Monaghan's sort of big thing has been that game management, has been seeing games out. So, there's still an opportunity here for Dublin, make no mistake about it. But, Dublin need to take those opportunities. Jack McCarron, Dublin defence standing off him. He's put a wide in the end anyways. But yeah, considering there was no Conor McManus obviously on the pitch, I don't know if he's going to come off the bench or what the story is there, but I think Monaghan would be happy. Michael Shield there, he's struggling, isn't he? He's not really had a great game. And Monaghan on the attack, and Mohan's made the break as well. It's another chance for Monaghan. It could be another goal here. Jesus. Defensively, just all over the place. There's just far too much space, and yeah, it's just the structure of how Dublin are set up. It's a very unusual one, but yeah, another big chance there for Monaghan running through. So yeah, Dublin are playing like they're at a in-house game. Yeah, there's just the pace of them isn't quite there. It's weird. Like, I feel like when Dublin take the lead in games, the confidence is there, the swagger is there. You've seen it against Donegal and Tyrone, but as soon as we fall behind, or we're chasing a game, the bottle seems to go out of Dublin at the minute, which is a bit unusual. So yeah, Sir Klopp says as well, as it stands, there will be no Leinster teams in Division 1 next year, and yeah, that's exactly it, isn't it? Kildare won't be in there either. They're currently getting beat. Alan Kenny was saying there, another goal from Mayo, so 2-14 to 16 points. So Mayo starting to open up a bit of a lead there. We're seeing it now on TG Carr. Good finish there from Jordan Flynn, and Mayo opening up a bit of a lead there against Kildare. So yeah. Donegal 112. So Donegal look, managing that lead as it stands there. Kerry and Tyrone very close, currently a draw at the minute. And of course, let's not forget, if Tyrone were to win that game, and let's say Kildare did turn it around against Mayo, then Monaghan even winning this game would still go down. So, Monaghan fans will be looking at that score as well. Another free here from Dublin. Lee Gannon there venturing forward. Seems to be playing quite high up the pitch there since coming on. But yeah, just a reminder of the scores there. Ryan Wiley there with a heavy enough challenge there. And he sent them off. So there you go. Monaghan down to 14 men. Mark says, I think Dublin are going to have to find a goal somewhere if they're going to get out of this. I mean, that's the point now. And playing against 14 men, what more could you ask for there? Ryan Wiley with the red card, I think it was there. So yeah, this is a big moment now for Dublin. They've brought it back to 3 with that point. It's still in the balance, as we said before. Monaghan at times in closing out these games have certainly had their moments. And that is the concern there from a Monaghan perspective. And Dublin on the attack there again. We're seeing Donegal and Armagh there currently in action there. I'm not too sure what's going on there, but yeah, Monaghan turn the ball over here. Now, this is it now. I mean, 3 points. You're fighting for survival. Come on now. Put the foot on the gas and try and make something out of it, because you got to at least make the effort. Long ball there into Monaghan again. Jack McCarron. What on earth is that? Are you serious? Is that a goal? What the fuck? Jesus, man. What was Mick Fitz looking at for a foul? I don't know. I can't believe that actually happened. It looked like Dublin just stopped playing or something. I thought the game was stopped or something, but there you go. Monaghan 3-10. Dublin just all over the place defensively. I mean, what is going on here? It's like we're playing with one defender. What on earth is happening here? Mental stuff. And Monaghan, Dublin, Down to 13 men or down to 14 men. What more can you ask for? And then just all over the place. Wow. Mick Fitzsimon's been completely caught, and then Jack McCarron just looping the ball over Michael Shield. I mean, that is embarrassing stuff there from Dublin. It really, really is. Just dreadful defending, and Jesus, man. People really thought Dublin would win an All-Ireland this year. Come on now. Donegal with a penalty there against Armagh. Michael Murphy stepping up. Do you know, I think he misses this. Look at that. I got it right way. He put it wide. Look at that. What a guess. Dublin look lost. I mean, yeah, I don't know what is going on there. Like, to be caught so, like, long ball like that, like, where did it's almost like the defenders are playing as forwards there. Very odd. Very odd. We'll keep an eye on some of the other scores here anyway, just to see what's going on across all the grounds there in Division 2 and all the rest. Tyrone currently leading Kerry at the minute. Mayo comfortable. Donegal had the chance there with that Michael Murphy penalty to really put the nail in the coffin that is Tyrone. But yeah, Tyrone currently, I don't know what I was saying there. Tyrone 11 points to 1-7 there at the minute. TV says ref won't let Dublin lose. I mean, it's definitely been a couple of dodgy calls. I'd definitely like to see that red card again. I mean, at first glance, it looked a little soft. Dublin definitely getting a lot of frees at times in this game, but James McCarthy now, he's off now as well, isn't he? There you go. So, you know, we're both down to 14 men. There was no complaints with the first yellow. I looked away there for a minute, so I didn't see that second challenge, but I remember the first challenge. A pat on the back there from Desi Farrell as he comes off. Good man. Great work. Something big happening in the Armagh game here. There's a big goal chance there. But yeah, there we have it. $3-10 to 14. I just don't think Dublin are going to turn this around from here. I really don't. No, Scully. Wide into Merchant. Dublin just being patient here, but they're going to need a goal. They're probably going to need a couple of goals, but you probably take your points for now. But Lee Gannon, he's played well. Lee Gannon, it's another point for him. I'm not too sure what position he's playing. He's normally a defender. He seems to be almost playing as a forward here at the minute. Alan says who got sent off. James McCarthy got sent off. Didn't see the black card incident, but it was a heavy enough challenge in the first half. So you know, the first one was definitely a yellow. It looks like it's going the way Mayo semi-final went, where Dubs just lost the plot and the game was out of reach. Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly out of reach just yet, though. I mean, it's what is it there at the minute? 4 points, still 13 minutes to go. But just those defensive lapses, you know, especially for that third goal there, like just a direct long ball into Jack McCarron. Mick Fitzsimon's caught in no man's land, and Michael Shield comes off his line too quickly. So it's easy for Jack McCarron. Then he just has to lob the keeper. It's very, very simple. You know, he probably should stay in goal there. But yeah, because Jack McCarron was quite far out as well. I think he would have taken the point, or maybe he would have went through and went for the goal. I don't know, but Which, just decision making not quite there. And 4-point game. I mean, it's still in the balance, but it's looking unlikely here at the minute, isn't it? It's a long ball into Jack McCarron. I think Jack McCarron and Gary Mohan have had very good games for Monaghan here. I think they've done well. You can see Monaghan, though, they are retreating quite a bit here. I mean, they've got almost everyone inside their own 45 there. You can see them all running back. So Monaghan, they will give Dublin a chance, because I still think there will be opportunities here. But when Dublin get into these positions, though, they kind of need to try and take the points here. Like Costello, can he work a chance here for a score? He probably could have went for something there. He opted not to. Went back to Fenton. I know Dublin are trying to work a goal chance, but it's 4 points. There's still a lot of time. All it takes is 1 or 2 points, and then all of a sudden it's a 2-point game. So I know Dublin are obviously trying to work that goal, but at the same time, they need to take those points opportunities as well. Oh, apologies there. There we go. We're back up there. 3-10-15. Another point there for Jack McCarron. So Monaghan comfortable now there at the minute. 3-11 to the 15 points going into the final 10 minutes, currently leading by 5 points. And as it stands, Monaghan will be safe. Looking at some of the other results, and Dublin will be in Division 2 next year for the first time since 2009, I think it was. 2008, maybe. Here come Dublin on the attack, trying to play it in there. Just didn't quite get the ball there. Right idea into Rock, and there was a bit of a half chance there, but Davy Byrne with the ball in. Monaghan turned the ball over. Referee going the other way. Free for Dublin here. Going down to the wire. I mean, I'm trying to look at the other scores here as well, but you kind of can't just take your eye off this, because you'll just miss something. There's so much going on everywhere. Patience there from Dublin on the ball. Just far too passive here at times. Fenton runs into the space. Does he get a foul? Looks like he does. It's probably not the best time for the Scorpio app to stop working. But Mayo, as it stands there, looking good anyway for a league final. Sean says Dub's going down. It's looking that way, my man. It certainly is. It certainly is. But a point there, bringing it back to 4. I mean, I think Monaghan are probably only realistically, they're probably more likely than anything to score a goal at this point than a point, because Dublin are just throwing far too many players forward here and looking a little bit all over the place at times. Kerry leading Tyrone at the minute, 2-7 to 11 points. Mayo, 2-14. Kildare, 16 points there as well. So it looks like Kerry are on course to get the victory in the end. Someone's asking how are Mayo doing. Yeah, 2-18 to 18 points. Mayo looking comfortable there at the minute as it stands. And Monaghan 3-12 there now. Monaghan, yeah, like it's all or nothing now. Like you're going into the final 5 minutes. I mean, Dublin really need to try something here, and it's just not happening there at the minute. Yeah, Kerry 2-9, Tyrone 1-12 there at the minute. Very much in the balance there, that game. Yeah, Mayo 2-19, Kildare 18 points. So Mayo comfortably looking towards that league final. We're seeing a couple of points there from Jordan Flynn. Cork narrowly leading against Offaly at the minute by 2 points, but still very much in the balance there. Offaly could still very well be in Division 2 next year, depending on what happens there. Donegal 113, Armagh 111. So Donegal were looking very comfortable. Michael Murphy misses that penalty. He's missing a lot of penalties recently, isn't he? And Donegal are missing a lot of penalties recently. But they are leading by 2 points as it stands. But even a defeat there at the minute should be okay with results going elsewhere. Long ball in there, but nothing doing. Lee Gannon floating it in there, but no, nothing doing there. Longford comfortably leading Laois there at the minute, 213 to 1-7. So Longford staying in Division 3 as it stands there as well. And Louth currently leading Wicklow 111 to 9 points. So Louth will be in Division 2 next year alongside Dublin, by the way things are going here. Quite crazy, 2 years ago, Louth Division 4, or last year I should say, Louth Division 4, Dublin Division 1, both in the same division next year. But by the way things are going here, and Dublin need to get going. They need to do something here, and it just looks like they're running out of ideas. They're trying to work the goal, but what they need to do is start kicking for more points, because at least if you bring the score down, bring it down to 2 points, then you're in there. And that was better from Brian Howard, and he does put it over the bar. Dublin now with 17 points on the board. Couple of comments flying in there. Sean says, how are Wicklow doing? Louth currently leading there at the minute against Wicklow, comfortably enough. So yeah, looks like Wicklow going down to Division 4 as it stands there. The score at the minute, Wicklow 9 points, Louth 112. So that tells you what's going on there. And Limerick currently leading Fermanagh there, 112 to 12 points. So Limerick will be in Division 2 next year as well, as it stands. Roscommon very comfortably leading Galway as well, 117 to 10 points. So it looks like they're going to be one of the teams taking Dublin's place in Division 1 next year as it stands here. Monaghan again going for that ball, far too easy. Jack McCarron into Gary Mohan. I mean, it's very, very easy, isn't it? It's just too simple, but he's put it wide in the end anyway. But yeah, Sir Klopp says, are Laois getting relegated? They sure are. I mean, they're being hammered really by Longford at the minute. It's 213 to 17 there. And Laois are at home as well. So Laois are going down as it stands alongside Wicklow. Which is definitely a surprise, see Laois go down. I know a lot of people backed them for promotion. I didn't back them for promotion myself, but I certainly didn't think they'd go down. And that's kind of a crazy one after starting the league so well as well. But yeah, Longford are kind of like the Division 1 or the Division 3 version of Monaghan. Longford seem to keep surviving in Division 3. They seem to keep finding ways to stay up in that division. Obviously beating Tipperary last year in that big game. So yeah. Dublin need to do something here. Owen Merchant. And opportunity there for a goal, but a good save. Lee Gannon again. Lee Gannon's nearly playing up in the forwards there at the minute. He has played well, to be fair, and he's looked quite lively. Good save by Rory Beggan, goes out for 45. And I think the referee's calling a free in here in the end. For Dean Rock, you'd expect him to put it over the bar, which he does. 3-point game, 1-score game, so it's not exactly over. I mean, you feel like Dublin haven't really created any goal chances in this game at all, so you feel that they won't, where those goal chances going to come from, really. Rory says, "Come on, the Dubs." Yeah, I mean, we're going into it here. Dubs need a goal. They sure do. And going into the final minute here, plus injury time as well. It really, really is. It really is all on the balance here. Or not on the balance, I should say. I mean, Dublin need to do something here. They need to create more goal chance, but I just don't think it's going to happen, though. I feel like this is it. I think this is game over, to be honest, because I know it's only 3 points, but Dublin just haven't been creating goal chances. I mean, you never know. One opportunity, but I don't even think a draw is enough. I don't even think a draw is enough as well for Dublin to stay up. So they need to win. So, yeah. I actually don't know what happens if this game goes to a draw. But yeah, Dublin on the attack here. Might be a chance there. Oh, looks like a bit of a shove. Might be a penalty here. And Rory did say penalty there. I'm watching this on TG Caher Player, so my stream might be a bit behind real time there. But yeah, penalty there for Dublin. And this could make things very interesting now. Very interesting. If you draw, then Tyrone go down. If they lose, you have better score difference over Tyrone. I mean, this is absolutely chaos here, but it's brilliant, isn't it? So Dean Rock standing up here. Is he going to put it in the back of the net? He does. He obliges into the back of the net. 118, 312. Game on now. Here we go. And Monaghan, I mean, this was wrapped up. I mean, this was as good as done. But incredibly enough, they give away the penalty. And Dublin hadn't created a goal chance. They had the one chance where Lee Gannon forces a save of Rory Beggan. Other than that, they hadn't created a goal chance. And then, they work forward, win a penalty. Push in the back, no doubt about it. Definite penalty. And so, yeah. Kerry Tyrone score at the minute is Kerry 211, Tyrone 115. So, that game is very much in the melting pot. Tyrone actually leading there at the minute. So, Tyrone. Sean Byrne says score difference doesn't matter. It's head-to-head record. But if more than two teams finish on the same points, then it does go down to score difference. Tyrone or Monaghan are on the attacker at the minute. Jack McCarron. I think it was Jack McCarron who scored that winning point against Galway last year to keep them up. Are we watching history repeat itself here? I don't know. Rory Beggan so far up the pitch there. Oh, why is he gone for that? Oh, he's completely. Oh, that was a terrible decision there. And Dublin are on the ball now. And this really is it. Tyrone narrowly beating Kerry there at the minute. Mayo comfortable against Kildare, so I think Kildare are definitely gone. Will Dublin stay up? I've no idea. I haven't a clue what's going on. I'm a bit like Chris Kamara here. I don't know, Jeff. I don't know what's going on in Dublin here. Oh, he's put it wide. What? Lee Gannon puts that wide. That was a big chance, big opportunity. Sir Glop says Monaghan Bottlers. I mean, they do seem to lose this. I mean, it'd be nice if TG Carr could throw up a league demographic. I don't even think they know what's going on. Mayo won by 8 points in the end, and score difference could come down to it. So that could be a telling defeat for Kildare, maybe, because there is a lot of teams on 5 points here at the minute. Tyrone, I think, are still leading from what I've seen there. Trying to follow the scores here on different scoring apps or whatever. Monaghan now on the attack. What's happening here? Is he giving a free or is it a Dublin ball? It's a Dublin ball. What happened? I think Offaly are leading by a point there, looking at what's the score app there. So, I mean, it's really gone down to the wire. And it's a point here. It's over the bar from Jack McCarron, and that could be it. That could be it. And that probably is it. Just as he done it against Galway last year with a late point. I think it was him last year who did it. And the final whistle blows, and there you have it. Dublin are relegated. Monaghan jump for joy. It's a famous day for look at that. Brilliant day for Monaghan. Fantastic stuff. Absolutely brilliant for Monaghan. They'll be talking about that one for years. But yeah, there you go. Dublin relegated. Dublin will be in Division 2 next year, and do you know what? They deserve it in the end. You lose 5 games. That's what happens. You know, you lose 5 matches, and but yeah, we have Dara O'Connor jumping in the stream there in a couple of minutes. So what we'll actually do is I'll record the match reaction right now here live, and then I'll clip it up for some of you lads to see it as well, in case you haven't clicked here onto the stream. So yeah, Monaghan 3-13, Dublin 1-18. Dublin are relegated. They're done. They're finished. It's over. It's officially done. They brought it to the last minute in the end, which was a lot closer than I expected it to be when they lost to Kildare a couple of weeks ago. But as I've said numerous times before, you know, with Dublin, it's they clearly have the quality, clearly have the players, clearly have the talent, but there's just something not right there. Mentality doesn't quite seem to be there. Confidence lacking, defensively all over the place. Like, just terrible defensively at different times. Really, really poor all over the place. Lethargic, no real, you know, just allowing far too much space there. I mean, Gary Mohan there with the opportunity for the penalty, you know, waltzes through very easy. Michael Shield gets caught in no man's land. Michael Shield probably had another poor game for Dublin, let's be perfectly honest. The third goal was just laughable, really. It was a disaster, the third goal. I mean, a long ball, Mick Fitz gets completely caught. Jack McCarron running through, and you know, Michael Shield probably should stay in his goal, really, you know, because he comes a little bit off his line, and I mean, it's easy, isn't it? For I mean, it's not easy from Jack McCarron, but he just loops it over the top of him into the back of the net, and you know, I feel like Dublin they got a little bit lucky. Sir Klopp says, Aaron, I have to commend you for staying so impartial. I'd break the microphone. Yeah, I mean, I feel like doing that as well. I'm not gonna lie. I am trying to keep myself in check, but yeah, you know, what can you say? Yeah, there you go. Dublin in Division 2 next year, alongside Louth, alongside Limerick, alongside a lot of others. And yeah, I just don't know. Like with Dublin, it's a hard one to put the pinpoint. I just don't think the belief is there. And realistically speaking, you know, I don't think Desi's there next year. Let's be perfectly honest. I don't think he's there next year, unfortunately. Look, he's been as good a servant to Dublin football as anyone has. He's won an All-Ireland as a player, as a manager, won one with the minors, under 20s, you know, as a manager. So he's done so much for Dublin down the years, for the development of players, bringing players through. Just looking at the Armagh Donegal game, look like it's all kicking off there at the minute. But yeah, absolute handbags going on there. By the looks of things. But anyway, getting back to speaking about this game anyways. I mean, Dublin, yeah, just all over the place, poor, like no real structure in their play. And too much backwards hand passing, and it seems like once we fall behind, we seem to lose the will of ourselves. We seem to lose that mentality, that sort of composure. The composure under pressure doesn't quite seem to be there. And it's just not looking. It's really kicking off between Donegal and Armagh, by the way. I mean, it's really literally everyone's having a scrap there at the minute. I mean, they're all going at it. Crazy stuff there, crazy stuff. But yeah, Sir Klopp says Tyrone will be in another All-Ireland final. I mean, yeah, Tyrone beating Kerry is a surprise. It's a big surprise, and every time you write Tyrone off, they just find a way to, Dubs fan says league was a shambles. Some senior players need to take a look at themselves. Lots of questions about the management too. Extremely disappointed. Absolutely, and the crazy thing is Monaghan done almost everything in their power to almost try and mess that one up. They were, players are getting sent off, giving away the penalty. I think Dublin only had maybe 2 goal chances in the game. Cormac Costello's half goal chance in the first half. Lee Gannon forces a save of Rory Beggan. We weren't creating goal chances. If we didn't get that penalty, we wouldn't have got. It wouldn't have been a goal. I don't even think we would have scored the chance. So it just goes to show, we're just not creating enough going forward, and defensively just all over the place. I think 10, 11 goals conceded in 7 games in the league, and that's just how it is. That's how it works. And defensively really, really poor. But yeah, we'll run through some of the scores. I suppose, look, you have to commend Monaghan. I think Monaghan were very good. They started a little bit slow, 4 points to 1 early on, and he thought maybe Monaghan might struggle a little bit here. Dublin looked like they were up for it. They hit the early scores, but a lovely, lovely goal from Sean Jones. Really, really well taken goal from him. And Monaghan were looking, pretty good from there. Once they build up that lead. And that's the thing. I think every time Dublin have gone behind in any of their games, I think they've gone on to lose all of them. I don't even think they've ever they've turned it around. I think maybe Donegal. I think they were behind against Donegal at one stage. But yeah, a really, really well done performance. Jack McCarron, very brilliant at times. Getting on the score sheet there. 2-5 from him in total today, which tells you how good he was. I mean, an excellent performance from him. Gary Mohan, I mean, he was causing all sorts of havoc when he got on the ball as well. Davy Byrne was having a nightmare trying to keep him quiet. Conor McCarthy, Sean Jones, Shane Carey. And look, you beat Dublin without Conor McManus. It just goes to show you clearly do have other forwards there. Still think Monaghan are a better team with McManus in there, but Monaghan can take a lot of confidence from this. They'll take a lot of confidence from it going into that Ulster Championship. Again, staying in Division 1. They seem to consistently find a way to stay in this division. I mean, they've only won 2 games. They've won the same games as Kildare and Dublin, but it was those 2 draws really that was able to take them above both Kildare and Dublin, out of the relegation zone. And, having been beaten quite heavily by Kildare last week, you would have been worried. But Monaghan, I tell you what, every time they're such an unusual team. I mean, you feel like they're beaten, you feel like they're gone, and then they just find a way to come back and do it. So fair play to them. Mayo beating Kildare as well, 220 to 18 points. Donegal narrowly beating Armagh there in the end by a point. Tyrone with the win as well. Banty McEnany jumping for joy there. He's over the moon. And rightly so. And they were the better team, without doubt. They were the better team on the day. And well-deserved victory. Darren Hughes, Kieran Hughes, good around the middle. Conor Boyle was good at getting forward at times. Playing a fullback, kicked the points, looked quite bright. And from a Dublin perspective, yeah, what can you say? Just really, really poor. Dean Rock with 6 points. Cormac Costello with 4. Sean Bugler with 2 points. But again, just no real fluency in the attack. Kieran Kilkenny was a little bit quiet. And yeah, just defensively, just all over the place. Just really, really poor. Yeah, just horrendous defensively, no doubt about it. Kid Cuddy says, how good was Jack McCarron today? He was brilliant, wasn't he? I mean, 2-5 is quite a tally to score. 2 brilliantly taken goals as well. Obviously, one of them from the penalty spot. No complaints about the penalty as well. Either penalty, in my opinion. Both definitely penalties. And yeah, a brilliantly taken goal. I mean, that third goal was the killer, and for me, that was Dublin's league in a nutshell. A long ball, Mick Fitzsimons. I don't know what he's doing there. He's caught all over the place, and Michael Shield comes halfway over his line, lobs the keeper back of the net. You'll see in the stream, I couldn't believe it when the goal went in. I was like, what has actually happened there? Has that actually been a goal? It actually has. Absolutely incredible stuff. So, yeah, look, fair play to Monaghan. You got to give them the credit they deserve, and they'll go into that Ulster Championship with a lot of pride. But for Dublin, it's Division 2, and look, I know there's a lot of people who look at the players that Dublin have and what they've done, winning 6 in a row, 6 All-Irelands, all the rest, and think, Dublin will be good enough. They have the players to win All-Irelands, they have the talent, and they do. But clearly, it's just not working at the minute, and it's the tactics don't seem to be there, belief, lack of mentality not quite there. And that was why after the Kildare game, I felt like they were going to go down, and they showed a lot of quality against Donegal and Tyrone. But it seems to be when the going gets really tough for Dublin, we can't seem to turn it around, and it seems to be stemming from that Mayo defeat last year into this year. When you look at it in total, of the last 8 games Dublin have played, they've lost 6 of them. And that's not Division 1 form. So big worries for Dublin, and yeah, into Division 2 for the first time since 2008, I believe it is 2008, 2009, around that kind of time period. So yeah. That goal so quickly after Monaghan down to 14 was a killer, says Alan Kenny there. It was because you felt like Dublin were turning the screw, 3-point game, Monaghan down to 14 men. You felt like Dublin are going to put their foot on the gas here. And then they go down the end and get that goal, which was such a killer. But even after that, though, I mean, you had we still got back into the game. We still leveled it. We got the penalty. We got that bit of luck maybe that you need sometimes in these big games. Not to say that it wasn't a penalty, but just the opportunity, working the chance, obviously being fouled. Dean Rock dispatches it under the pressure, big moment. We have that chance with Lee Gannon as well, where he cuts inside, hits it with his left, it goes wide. So it's fine margins, could have went either way, but I think in the end it's what Dublin deserve. You lose 5 games, you deserve to be relegated. I mean, Monaghan only lost 3 games in the end, I think. So 3-4 games as opposed to us who lost 5. So yeah, Dublin in Division 2. We'll run through some of the other scores there. We have Dara jumping on here in a few minutes to discuss the Roscommon game. But as it stands there anyway, Roscommon looking comfortable enough there as it stands. And they will be in Division 1 next year and taking the place of Dublin. So there you go. Galway will be up there as well. I mean, you have 3 Connacht teams in Division 1 next year. No Leinster teams, and trying to check some of the scores here at the minute, but I don't know what is going on here. Yeah, we'll go on to what's the score. Maybe that'll be a little bit better here. But yeah, Donegal beating Armagh 114 to 113. Mayo 220, Kildare 18 points. Big win in the end for Tyrone. And just looking at some of the live scores that are coming in there as well. We're moving into the closing minutes in the Roscommon game. Comfortable enough there, 119 to 112. So Roscommon looking to get the job done there, and very much home and hose there in terms of promotion. Moving into a couple of the final minutes there in the Louth game. It really is going down to the wire between Offaly and Cork as well. Cork leading there by a point, 121 to 120. Going to see if we can throw that game on here. But yeah, Offaly could stay. If they could turn it around, you could have 5 teams in 5 Leinster teams in Division 1 next year. But But yeah, I mean, the Meath Derry game doesn't really have any significance now, but Meath comfortable enough, 2-10 to 12 points. I think Andy McEntee be very, very happy with that. Antrim at the minute losing by 112 to 12 points going into added time there as well. Limerick leading against Fermanagh, so it looks like Limerick will be in Division 2 next year there as well. So there you have it. There you have it. We're just waiting for Dara O'Connor from the sideline view to jump in there once this game, once that Roscommon game finishes up. But yeah, for anyone who's watching, let me know your thoughts on that Dublin defeat. Your thoughts on all the games, all the rest. I mean, from a Dublin point of view, just very, very disappointing, really. And I kind of just want to crawl back into bed now, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, there you go. That's how it is. I mean, when I started this channel, Dublin were winning almost all the time. It was brilliant, and now it's completely roles reversed in Division 2 next year. Wait till you see now all the TV companies. They'll be showing Division 2 games next year. Wait till you see. Yeah. But it is what it is. And, you know, Monaghan just by far the better side. By far the better team. You know, and well deserved of the victory. You know, Jack McCarran with 2-5. I mean, outstanding, really. Just absolutely superb. Absolutely superb in more ways than one. And I'm be curious for any Monaghan fans watching, you know, what your thoughts are now going into that Ulster Championship. I mean, Monaghan are one of them that they're definitely going to be thereabouts. They're obviously on a tough side of the draw. I think who was it? The Monaghan play was it Down? I think, and then the winner of Tyrone, Fermanagh, Derry, that kind of side of the draw. So, you know, I think Monaghan will go into that feeling that they have an opportunity. I mean, Down are all over the place at the minute. They've obviously gone down they'll be in Division 3 next year. You'd fancy Monaghan to win that. So I think Monaghan fans can definitely take a lot of confidence there, no doubt about that. But yeah. But yeah, Jack says here, I'll agree. Kerry lost, would not worry too much. Defeat may help them. Big win for Tyrone. Yeah, look, you know, I think for Kerry, they're already in that league final. Was there an element of maybe taking their foot off the gas a little bit when it goes into the final 5 to 10 minutes? You know, did they maybe push on as much as what they would have done, you know, if it was a big championship game or whatever? But at the same time, for Tyrone, you know, that's back-to-back wins now over Kerry, obviously. Back-to-back wins over Mayo as well. You know, a lot of people are talking about Mayo and Kerry as the top two in the country. And I think a lot of people would probably still have Kerry as maybe number one. Maybe Mayo as number two. Armagh maybe up there. Tyrone, of course, are definitely still in the mix. But, you know, Tyrone have beaten those two, you know, 2 times in a row now. So, you know, that'll give, you know, if it goes into an All-Ireland semi-finals and it's Tyrone, Kerry, Mayo, let's say Armagh, or maybe even a Dublin, but we'll see what happens. You probably fancy Tyrone, to be perfectly honest. I really do, you know, because they're just that type of team that in these big games, you know, there's that old saying that styles make fights, and, you know, I think Tyrone will take confidence from that. I really, really do. So yeah, just looking at some of the other scores here as we finish up. I think all the scoring apps are struggling to keep up to date with what's going on as well, because there really is so much happening everywhere. But yeah, we've got Dara jumping back in there in the end. It was a comfortable enough win in the end for Roscommon. I was trying to find the score of it there, but I think all the score apps have crashed there. But
yeah, 120 to 115. I think that's what we got in the end. Yeah, it was a boring second half. I think it was pretty much like everyone thought. The scoreline probably looks better. I can't even get out this way. Scoreline looked probably closer than it was in the end, but yeah, it was just two teams going through the motions. Probably even an eye on next week. We were bringing fellas off and giving them a rest. So overall, you can't complain. Would have taken a 1 point win, so a 5 point win over Galway on Division 1 football. Job done.
Yeah, you've taken Dublin's place in Division 1 as well.
I know.
So,
I was following all the Division 1 action. It was chaotic. We were that bored the second half. We were even doing the calculations and who needed what and that.
Yeah.
But that's a huge one. And Monaghan just don't seem to want to let go of Division 1. So I think Kildare went down as well, I presume, was it?
Yeah, Kildare went down as well. Yeah, so no Leinster teams in Division 1 next year.
Yeah, I mean, you have to feel sorry for Kildare as well. I mean, 5 points is usually more than enough to stay up. You know, they gave it a real good go. So, especially after that win last week, they would have been thinking we've probably done our work. But, you know, Tyrone and Donegal coming up with huge wins as well. It was a dramatic day, to say the least. I don't know how the Cork Offaly game was actually finished up.
Yeah, last time we seen Cork were leading by a point, but
I'm
not
that
sure.
seemed to be a high scoring game. So Division 2 was fairly straightforward. Apart from that, I think Derry going in at half time, I think they were a few down, and they would have seen the Roscommon score, I'm sure, and you know, that would have deflated them altogether. So it's job done. I think one of the lads said we're the only undefeated team in the country now after that, with Galway and Kerry losing as well. So, you know, it's a superb league, and look, we'll give it a good crack again next year.
Yeah, no, there you go. Who stood out for Roscommon in the end? Who was man of the match? Who were the top players, do you think, on the day from a Roscommon point of view?
Probably Conor Cox, I'd say. I think he kicked 7 or 8. Although Keane McKeown now as well was excellent. He's been a young player. He's been in the panel 2 or 3 years now. But he's one of those powerful runners that you need. But they all stepped up. Donny Smith, Enda Smith. Kieran Murphy was back to a bit himself today with 3. But yeah, probably go with Conor Cox. He seems to be back confident. I think I even remember saying to you last year after the Galway game, maybe a spell in Division 2 just to play them sort of not lower rank, because it's, you know, some good teams in it, but to get the confidence back, and he seems to be flying, and hopefully going into the Connacht Championship now against Sligo, I presume, and then hopefully a final that we can continue this. But I think the game next week will do us probably more favours than Galway. I think Galway would like to maybe just, you know, focus fully on Mayo now. I think a game for us next week against Galway again is much needed, because we aren't out again until the first week of May. So yeah, I'd say it's a next opportunity, and it's a chance to, I think, a 4th Division 2 title if we can win next week in our last 4 goals. So it should be another great day. Anytime you win a trophy in Croke Park, especially for counties like us, it's not to be sneezed at.
Yeah, 100%. Like, and I suppose looking at that game as well, I mean, obviously it will be against Galway again. I mean, could there be an element of sort of, I don't know, shadow boxing a bit as well? Because you could play each other in a Connacht final at some point as well, like if Galway were to overturn Mayo. So could be, you know, today's game probably the first of a few meetings between these two.
Yeah. I think Galway would be seriously disappointed with that first half performance. Yes, there was nothing on it, but like, to be 11 points down, I can say that I'm pretty sure they're probably strong words said in that half-time dressing room. They came out with big fighting in the second half-ish. You know, they couldn't probably be any worse. But that was more so as well. Roscommon took the foot off the gas. You know, there was nothing really. Roscommon at the game was won pretty much at thing, and Galway got a late goal as well, just to make the scoreline probably, you know, if you're flicking it on, you probably say it was a closer game than it was. It was really, you know, your 8 to 10 point sort of winning margin for Roscommon. But Galway, I thought they would have actually went, maybe this was the game they'd try and win more so than next week. It's just a week more. So next week will be interesting. I think, like, I don't know, I think the Mayo game could be 3 weeks away. So Mayo won as well today. They have a game next week. So anytime you're in Croke Park, you may as well try and win. So we'll wait and see. But hopefully similar scoreline next week.
Yeah, 100%. And before we finish up here, anyway, I mean, what do you like? What's the aim for Roscommon? Then do you think winning a Connacht title is realistic, or what do you think? Obviously, you're on that easier side of the draw, and you know Galway, Mayo will be looking at each other. But are Roscommon going under the radar maybe a little bit? I mean, you just don't know.
Yeah, probably slightly over the league. We can go under the radar, but I think now people will probably take a bit more notice. But yeah, it's definitely a big performance is needed in the kind of final. I'm saying like we're in it already, which is, you know, I don't want to be disrespectful to Sligo or New York, but like we should be in it, and whether that's Mayo or Galway, probably edge towards Mayo. I think probably they're just that bit more ahead at the moment, but yeah, I think it's performance wise we're probably going to be underdogs anyway. So performance, and hopefully we can match what we did in 2019.
Perfect. Well, look, top man, Dara. Anyway, I'll link down your podcast down below anyway for anyone to check it out. And yeah, cheers for jumping on.
No bother, Aaron, anytime.
No bother, top man. Sound perfect. Brilliant stuff there. Rommel was saying there, Rossi's the ultimate Division 1-2 yo-yo team. Yeah, I mean, they're going up and down quite a lot, and you know, look, I mean, they've done well though this year. Like, great balance to their team, I think. You know, second best defense in the entirety of the league, the only unbeaten team in the entirety of the National League as well. So, you know, fair play to them. They've clinched promotion, and they've done well. Rommel also says here, Galway will smoke the Rossies at HQ. I don't know, like it's a weird one with Galway. I think they're, you know, they're definitely looking towards Mayo. You know, they're definitely looking towards that Mayo game. There's no doubt about that. Main thing was just be promoted. You know, Division 2 trophies or whatever, or finals, I don't really think it matters to them, to be perfectly honest. It's not the biggest deal in the world. It's nice to go to Croke Park, get the occasion there, and Galway's record in Croke Park isn't particularly brilliant. So I'm sure they'll want to set that right. But, you know, I wouldn't put much between Roscommon and Galway, really. And I think, you know, Roscommon probably have a bit more balance. There definitely is some issues with Galway's defence, no doubt about it. TV says here, Division 2 will be full of Leinster and Munster teams next year. It will be, yeah. Yeah, you know, you'll have Cork in there, Limerick. You're also going to have Louth in there as well, Dublin, Kildare, Meath. It's going to be interesting, Division 2 next year. It really, really is. Jack says Longford beat Laois by 7. And there you go. Yeah, Longford staying up. Laois and Wicklow getting relegated. Louth promoted, as we were saying before. And yeah, league final between Kerry and Mayo, which will be up and coming. Dublin, Meath, Kildare and Louth fighting it out next year. Yeah, it'll be a weird one, you know, 4 Leinster counties in there. And Dublin and Louth playing each other, which I think will be an interesting game nonetheless, because it's I can't remember the last time Dublin and Louth played each other in the league. Anyway, we had a couple of meetings in Leinster Championship and all the rest, but the fact we're in the same division, I suppose it shows how well Louth have done, you know, back-to-back promotions, all the rest. Fair play to them. But yeah, cheers anyone who tuned in to the stream. Anyway, Kevin says, following the relegation of Dublin from the NFL Division 1, Kildare and Meath will now very much fancy their chances in the forthcoming knockout Leinster Football Championship. But they probably will, to be fair. They probably will. You know, I think, you know, Meath are actually going in there with a bit of form. Having won, I think, 3 games on the bounce now. Dublin look a little bit all over the place at times. If you can build up a lead against Dublin, I think you have a chance. I think Kildare have an opportunity. I think the Leinster Championship is going to be a bit competitive this year. You know, I think the Munster Championship is, you know, probably already done realistically with Kerry. But, you know, I think Leinster this year, you know, usually in the past when you'd say the Leinster Championship, or who's going to win the Leinster Championship, you'd ask the question and everyone would just look away, because, you know, there's no point asking the question if you already know the answer. But now I think it's a lot more. I still think Dublin will win it, but it wouldn't be that big of a surprise if they didn't. And I think that's the main thing. Bernard says, Donegal Armagh had handbags at the end of the game. Yeah, I seen that as well. They were showing that on TG Cahir there, and it looked kind of wild. Looked a bit crazy. Bernard says Derry beat Meath by 2 points. So maybe they did then. Last time I checked, Meath were leading there. I mean, there's so much going on, so much scores all over the place, and all the scoring apps here have all crashed. So I haven't a clue what's actually happened. I know Cork got a victory there as well. But if that is the case, if Derry did come back and beat Meath, I think that's a good turnaround in the end. That's a good turnaround for Derry, and that'll give them a bit of momentum going into the Ulster Championship. They played a winner from Fermanagh Tyrone. You'd expect it to be Tyrone, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap this up here anyway. I'll probably clip up a few bits of this stream anyway and put them out, the match reactions, all the rest. No doubt about that. But yeah, cheers to anyone who tuned in. If you could smash the like button, if you're new to the channel, if you could subscribe, that'd be much appreciated as well. And yeah, cheers to anyone who came in, tuned in. 2.5 hour stream, which is definitely must be a record on the channel. So yeah, cheers to anyone who tuned in, and I'll see you all later.